43.
42. 41.
40.
39.
Number 1.
39.
38.
37.
36.
35.
34.
33. 32.
31.
30. 29.
28.
27.
26.
25.
24.
23.
21.
20.
19.
18.
17. 16.
15.
14.
13.
12.
11.
10.
9. 8.
7.
6.
5.
4.
3.5.
3.
2.
1.
Hey, Rocky, you want to see me pull a show out of my hat? Nothing up my sleeve. Presto! All right, welcome to the Mouthwash Talk Show, a minty fresh take on politics. Sorry about the late start here. We were winding up witty reviews. He was going over his stuff and chop, chop, dig, dig. That's what he does. He's one of the, he'll do live research right online. I'm not that nimble, to do those things, but that's why I have such a spectacular panel of Brad, Lucy, and Tiffany. And we have great guests too. So I can't carry a show by myself like some of these professionals. But we do have a good show for you. Got Greg Meriweather coming on. Now, I got to say a shout out to Greg because I called him I think this morning because Ashley Grogg was supposed to come on. We were going to talk about liberty, medical freedom and things and some of this Eli Lilly tentacles that go into the politics. We were going to talk about that. But she has such a bad cold that she was afraid she was going to be coughing the whole time. So we're not going to have that. We're going to have her back on, looks like January 6th is what. So next week we have Nathan Roberts coming on. His twin brother is Nick Roberts. So that'll be interesting. He's going to talk about his project that he has. And then January 13th, look at this. We got a whole lineup going here. January 13th, we're going to have Andrew Ireland. So stay tuned for some good shows coming out. Now, the January shows are going to be coming to you from the Chateau de Mars Hill South studio down near Orlando because January 2nd, I'm out of here. I got my kids coming here to stay at the house to feed the chickens and all that. I'm going to be in Orlando. And one program note, I'm going to start another show, ADHD, like I need more things to do. This show is going to be church reviews. So you know that Dave Portnoy does the pizza reviews. I'm going to do church reviews. So we're going to be down there for a couple months. I'll give it a try. I'm going to go do some church reviews. I don't know if I can do as good a job as Dave Portnoy, but it's going to be cute. I've come up with some little things on that, but yeah, we got a lot of stuff going on. Another program note. So Rob Kendall's got a little deal going out in Brownsburg. He's trying to get signatures. Well, hey, I know something about getting signatures. So he said he's going to be at the McDonald's today from 11 and 12. So I was working over in Plainfield, which is right down the road from Brownsburg. I zipped up there, had a conversation with him. We're going to have a little meeting this Friday to talk about stuff. I don't know what we're going to talk about, but we're going to talk. So anyway, a lot of stuff going on. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year and all that good stuff. 'Tis the season to be jolly. But I'm going to go ahead and bring on our guest now. Let's see if I can get Greg on here. Hello, Mr. Meriweather. How are you this evening?
Hey, what's up, brother? How you doing?
You are that. What's that? Robert Palmer, sharp dressed man. My wife asked me, has he always been this cool? I don't remember him dressing this cool before. I said, man, not enough O's and cool for the guy. He's got a hat collection like your shoes, honey. I mean,
yeah, so anyway, I got a lot of hats.
You got to wear a lot of hats. You have the ADHD a little bit like I do.
Absolutely.
Just got to keep on bouncing. You got to have 10 things going on or you feel like you're not doing nothing.
That's real.
So, how are you doing tonight?
Man, I'm good, man. Just the holiday season is upon us and a lot of things happening in Indy. 2025 coming to an end, 2026 on the verge. So, yeah, right now I'm pretty good.
Yeah, well, I know we got Martin University. We got a new county council president. I know that's both of those items are right on your hot list there. That's on your Christmas list. Naughty and nice, right?
That's funny. I just talked to somebody about that, about that whole new council president thing. So yeah, that's an interesting topic. It seems as there are only a couple people on the council.
Well, you know, they've been around for a while. I was going through my David Hampton memories. Today.
Oh wow,
Yeah,
Deputy Mayor Hamp.
Yeah, he came to our art center and he said, "Any questions?" And I asked him, "Hey, what do you think about the TIF?" And he didn't know what a TIF was. So I'm just saying, you know, yeah. So okay, I'm going to put you on the spot here. Who is you, in your opinion, the best deputy mayor Hogsett has had? I'll answer.
Go ahead. Who do you think?
I think Jeff Bennett.
Jeff Bennett.
I mean, as far as he covered for him a lot.
What about Angela Jones?
Okay, I don't know her. I never met her. I don't think. Maybe one time. Maybe I don't know. So
yeah,
you can go with Angela. You can go with
yeah,
that.
Angela.
Yeah, not Tom. No, not gonna make.
Not Cook. No. Not Lauren Rodriguez. No.
Yeah. Okay.
Not Judy Thomas.
Let's stay positive.
Okay.
So, one more thing, quick. You know, we have Andrew Merkley. You know that name, correct?
Oh yeah.
He's in charge of more stuff. Do you find that interesting? If he's the brainchild that had the idea to put all the homeless folks in the Crown Plaza and the Wyndham at the tune of about $6 million.
Yeah.
Because you know, if we have COVID money, we got to spend it like we're drunken sailors. So, but now they put him into more in front of more. So, isn't that how it works?
I think our mayor just does a great job of empowering incompetence. Most people that are in a position of, a leadership typically try to get people who are, brighter, smarter, a little more innovative because it helps them look good. Our mayor does the direct opposite. So I'm not used to seeing him, go and seek people who are good thinkers. So I'm not surprised.
We got Robert. He says, "Hello, who is this guy?" This is Greg Meriweather. He's a local guy here. I like to say we're both troublemakers in the area sometimes. I mean, we can't really tell a lot of our friends that we know each other that well because our street cred will diminish and those type of things. But we've had some good conversations about the same things. I think I could say this safely about both of us.
Robert Malicki, is that his name?
Yeah, he's up from northern Indiana. He's
okay. What's up, Robert?
He's not privy to a lot of the local stuff. So, but you know what? You can translate this local stuff we have going on right out across the universe, right?
Yeah.
All right. Well, I see Tiffany's ready, but now we have Lucy. As you know, she's got a gaggle of kids and she's cooking some food for them. So she's going to be 10 kids,
Jeez.
Oh yeah, I know.
Okay.
And
There's nothing wrong with that.
She's going to be like our voice of reason. You won't see her on thing, but all of a sudden I'll say, "Hey, Lucy, what do you think?" And then we'll have a voice. This will be like an angel coming on the show. Okay. So, but once she's got a little more sass than any angel I know. So I'm going to go ahead and bring on Tiffany and I'm going to catch her right when she's fixing her hair and Brad. And look at that. Yeah. I'll get you. I've been waiting let's get our people in the right areas here. All right.
Where's
all
Brad?
Right. I got to bring Lucy on too. She's voice only. Lucy, can you hear us?
It sounds like a Christmas song. Lucy, can you hear us?
Yeah, it's Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds on that. So Brad, look at Brad. Look at Brad's set. It looks like he's like calling us from American Idol.
No, this is where I'm going to be next week.
Madison Square Garden.
Oh, yeah. Fish is playing 4 nights at Madison Square Garden.
There we go.
I will be there for the 28th through the 31st.
Nice.
Yeah, it'll be a good time.
So you're going to be there New Year's Eve?
Yeah, they do they play at midnight and do a little countdown, and then they keep playing for like another hour.
So how many number of Fish concerts? You got to keep track of them. How many is this?
Oh yeah, like now it's 44, but that's still low. Like people are in hundreds and hundreds. It's
so I know.
Oh, is there a Fish song I might know?
Maybe like Heavy Things. It was like out in like 2000. They're not very like radio-ish.
It's a little bit cold. I know somebody that went to 227 Rolling Stones concerts.
Oh yeah,
Greg,
big
do you
concerts
have
are like just a great time, man.
you know a person that's just been to, like that. I mean, Brad's 44. I got 227, and my friend probably has more now. Tokyo been everywhere for the Rolling Stones. Nobody.
No, I definitely do it for Jay-Z though.
Okay, all right. New York. All right,
Dude, Jay-Z on New Year's would be a pretty great show, I bet.
I agree.
Yeah. Tiffany, do you know anybody that's been to like a gazillion concerts?
The same person. I think a lot of people do like Jimmy Buffett, but
oh yeah, that's right. Or Deadheads. Do you know any Deadheads? There's a lot of people that go to the Grateful Dead for a long time. It's like,
I don't know, but they came to Chapel Hill in like 91 or 92, and we had Deadheads living in the stairwell, using our bathrooms and stuff.
Couldn't get the weed smell out of the city for a week.
Yeah, I remember I bought a candle from somebody, and they were trying to get us to buy their brownies. So
they were just
sharing.
They were sharing the things with you.
So
they were sharing your things.
All right,
with you.
I remember buying a candle, but it was kind of interesting just because like they were really all about the bathrooms and the showers in the dorm. So it was kind of funny.
So at this time, I want to go ahead. I was going to say, if you do have some questions, I'm going to try to pay attention to the chat tonight. And we're going to get into some stuff about INDY Politics. Brad, you're from Alexandria. Tiffany, you know some INDY Politics, but we got a few things going on here in the city. And and Greg, correct me if I'm wrong, but you are a graduate of Martin University. Is that correct?
No.
Oh, I thought you were.
Take out the no. I'm a graduate of Marian University.
There's a. It started with M. It started with an M.
Yeah, we're growing, not closing.
Yeah, that is.
Is Martin University closing?
Martin University is currently closed.
Yeah, I know. They just sort of snuck up on us. First they said they were going to slow it down, and then.
So one of the things I really wanted, and I made a phone call, I think in January this year, I really wanted to be on the board at Martin University because I think that they have a very unique value proposition. And what I wanted to help champion and get them to think about is really being that first home for 21st century scholars who were, who never had anybody else in their family who'd gone to college and who just needed a place to transition to. So take our best and brightest kids from like IPS schools who are 21st century scholars who weren't quite ready to go off to like an IU or Purdue and Indiana State and have them do their first 2 years at Martin University because they've got money and, and that's what the school has, and give them the first 2 years there. Wanted them to get a band so that your kids who are in band could be in band and all those things. You got bands, you got dancing girls, and start some type of club volleyball where they're playing different teams. No, not volleyball, basketball. And I thought that it would be a really great first home for kids to go to college before they went off to a big 4-year school. And I wanted to have some conversations. I got shut down.
How about all that, huh? So Greg, tell us, you got a little inside baseball on this. So give us the 911 on that.
Well, I definitely understand why you were shut down. I mean, being that Martin is a predominantly adult college, not many people go to Martin after graduating from high school. So from that perspective, it's pretty much focused on pretty much focused on adult learning. And then, I mean, great ideas. But then you'd have to figure out where you're going to house a band.
What about that plot? Wait a minute. What about that plot of land that's right there adjacent, that field that's right there adjacent? They could go up there and practice. I don't know who owns it, but my thinking was those kids who are 21st century scholars going off to college is huge. But if you could find a place where they could take their money, pay tuition, and learn without changing every variable in their life, I think that there would just be a higher success rate. And that's where my head was. You've got your band, you've got your dancing girls, and you're able to participate in this wonderful, Indianapolis Fishers space where they could come and perform and have that opportunity. But I don't know.
Yeah, I think that you know, when you think about a school that was opened, I believe in around 1977.
Really?
A Catholic priest. Yeah, I'm Catholic. I mean, I was all in. I was like, this is, he started this, he had a vision.
Yeah, I think you take that and you realize that it's an institution that had no library, had no bookstore. After almost 50 years, I think that, you know, you just have to look and say, where's the money? And
So,
I think a lot of people had a lot of great ideas for Martin University.
yeah.
I just don't think the leadership had a lot of great ideas for Martin University from the people who have been, who had the opportunity to lead that institution after Boniface Hardin took the chance of creating a PBI in Indiana. I think people who came after him did not do a great job of holding on and building on his legacy.
Yeah. So, Greg, to your point, so my very first year of active duty, I was a second lieutenant assigned to the ROTC detachment at Tuskegee University. Tuskegee did not have a strong enough library for their engineering students, so they went to Auburn, which was just up the road, to use the library. So there were ways to probably get past that, to just partner with some local institutions. But when I learned that, you know, that you got a brown priest who starts the school, and it just had a big place in my heart.
Sure.
And also Tuskegee had an issue with when I was there in '96. They had a lot of vice presidents.
Sure.
They had
definitely a better school now. My daughter's a graduate from Tuskegee.
What year?
Camp came out 3 years ago.
Yeah, they had
maybe 4 years ago.
They had a lot of people on the payroll. And then
Yeah.
Kellogg's made a very big investment in the '90s, and they were able to pull through. But that makes me really sad.
So what's going to happen to the property? I mean, is there a chance they're going to reopen? Because it sounds like it's a major funding shortfall. And
I don't know what's going to happen to the property. I don't like the fact that the counselor, Ron Gibson, hasn't said anything about the property, being that that's his district. And then the other thing is, you've not heard Mayor Hogshead say anything about what has happened to Martin University. I still hear that there's a possibility of it remaining open. That would be awesome.
I think that would be great.
But not hearing anything from the mayor and not hearing anything from the counselor who's over that district pretty much concerns me. And I know that there's been a big fight to not have a data center in that area. And I know that both Ron and the mayor were on board for having a data center. And so for me, it's kind of concerning that they're not saying anything about Martin closing, but I know that they're advocates for a data center.
Yeah, if you didn't follow social media, you wouldn't know. I mean, it was a blip on the news channels. It just sort of came and gone. It just passed in the night.
But this was my thing, Greg. I know that Martin focused on adult learners, especially I think moms and women and stuff like that. But part of the issue is you've got people taking out debt to go to Martin University, which is a private school, and the strength of the degrees was not necessarily equal to the price that it was paying. So their value proposition wasn't really there for adult learners. And so that's why my thinking was, if we could find a way to work with those 21st century scholars, and I don't know the data, but I would be really interested in understanding the success rate when those students go to four-year colleges. I've known a couple of kids who failed out of college, were not successful, and then they lose those scholarships and those opportunities. So I just really think that.
To my knowledge, Martin was a 4-year.
Yeah, Martin is a 4-year, but kind of thinking I think that if you are able to really hone in on those 21st century scholars, those kids who have a free ride, you have a free ride to college. More than likely, your parents didn't go to college. You don't have family members who've been to college, and being able to be in Indianapolis, take classes someplace and stay at home. Once you change every variable in a college student's life, there's more opportunity for failure. And just being able to live at home for 2 years, work on your education, and then transition out. That's just my head was. I'm really, really
Well,
sad.
I think some of the problem is that there's so much competition. You got UIndy, which used to be Indiana Central. You got IUPUI, which now is Indiana and Purdue.
Now it's IU. It's IU Indy.
IU Indy, but there's still a Purdue part of it, I believe.
No,
it's all gone. Okay, well there you go. So even Purdue couldn't make it, and then you have Marion University, which used to be Marion College. So all those
Butler.
I think Butler, yeah. My mom and dad went to Butler in the 50s.
But you have to if you take it, and Butler's a great school. They're all really great schools. But sometimes if you are not academically ready for college, you're any college, any high school, your top, 5-10% of kids, they're going to be fine going off, packing their bags and going to school. But there are other kids who just need a little bit more support. And it would have been great if Martin could have come alongside some of those students. You got your 100 Black men, just really using Martin University as a secondary education resource.
Yeah, but hey, Tiffany, the world needs bricklayers too. So hey,
but the thing is, John, if somebody has given you a lottery ticket for a free college education and you don't have the resources around you, you don't have the support network, you don't have the coaching. So one of my high school interns is a 21st century scholar, and he's a great kid. But you know what his homework is in my real estate internship? Is I need him to read 10 pages a day about any topic. I need him to read 10 pages a day. I'm teaching him time management. I'm teaching him that when you go to college, you need to be, you think of it as a job from 9 to 5. You're either in class or studying. And then after 5 o'clock, if you're going to work, you can work then. If you're going to be involved in an activity, teaching him time management, teaching him to look at a calendar and say, I have a test on Thursday, the 12th. I need to start studying a week beforehand so that I can be ready for that. So those are some of the skills that, people need for college. And, I think Martin might have missed an opportunity to really help children in their college, help high school seniors transition to college.
All right. I'm ready to shift gears. I know that somebody I think Spiro put something in there about a casino in Indianapolis. We'll get to that, but let's talk about the shakeup in the city county council and, Vop Osley, who is loved and hated by some and hated and loved by some. And what's your thought on that? Is this just a posturing to run for mayor? Because he's still going to be on the council, but he's just not going to be in charge of it.
Yeah, he's up in the grandstands. Yeah.
Selling the popcorn or eating the popcorn?
I don't know, but I think that he's preparing to run for mayor. I know that there had been some polling that went out here in Indy with himself, Annette Johnson, and Andrea Hunley, all planning to run for mayor. I think that Ryan Mears will probably throw his name in the hat. And then, whom I don't know who on the.
What about Hogshead? I mean, I talked to him and he said, "Oh yeah, I'm thinking about running again." He's got all the money. He's got all the money. He's got like $4 million.
I think this is what I think about the money. I think that it's funny. I talked to somebody, a legislator today about that. And I said, we believe it takes a lot of money. I think that's a fear tactic. I think that there are so many ways to win now. We've not seen people really work hard to incorporate AI. We've not seen really hard drives of campaigns as it relates to social media. I think that if we take all that with old school door knocking as well, that you don't have to spend millions of dollars to run for mayor. And I remember research, showed that even with Joe Hogshead having the amount of money he had, it was unnecessary for him to have that amount of money to run for mayor in Indianapolis. They were like, he could have used that money and ran for mayor anywhere in the country. And, with the amount that he had. Yeah. And it's not necessary.
Spent $14 million and did not win.
No. And that's exactly what I'm saying. So, so when you take that amount of money and you still didn't win, it's like, is it a money game or is it a people game? And I think more people are not ready to address the fact that if you get out there and you're appeasing to the people, I don't think it's hard to beat Joe Hogshead. because he's just done such a poor job. I think so many things have been dismantled since he's been there that it wouldn't be hard to beat him.
I think you hit the nail on the head. And I think what you're really trying to say is the right candidate.
Get the right candidate
in there. So my numbers here are probably close. 28% of the voting, Marion County voting, are of the Black community. Is that? Would you say that's close enough? Probably.
Yeah.
And I would say, what would you say out of that would be percentages that vote Democrat? I mean, I know it's not 100, but it's
80% at least.
Yeah,
80 to 90% at least.
And so I guess my thing is like, well, how does that group keep voting for a guy, a cornbread white guy like Joe Hogsett? I mean, I just got to say, how does that happen?
Joe does it.
Churches and dances, and he fills potholes in suits.
I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, I think what has happened is the Democratic Party has done a bang-up job of feeding into a narrative of what people of African descent, what's appealing to us, and I think that we've overlooked policy. We've overlooked the fact that we've overlooked conditions in our communities. And just because he shows up, it's like, what does it mean to constantly show up and the same people you show up for every time you show up for them are in the same place, in the same condition, and nobody's made a decision to do something different. And so I think that now with voices like mine and others who are speaking out and now calling out those things, I think it'd be very difficult for him to run now and win, because so many people are becoming aware of the fact that it's all a game, especially with the IPS thing. I think that's going to hurt him the most.
We'll get to that one in a second. Brad,
sure.
I'm really tired of Brad dominating the conversation. So Brad, I'll let you jump in again. So I want you to ask us a question that, you're up in Alexandria.
I do have a question for Greg, because I think I brought this up to you and Whitty, that I feel like sometimes you guys want to use state politics to solve city issues.
Sure.
But Greg, I think you're more of a Indy can do this, kind of bring it up itself. How did you feel about redistricting? Because I think I'm happy that it didn't go through, and
I'm happy that it did not go through.
Told Whitty that I won that debate hands down, because I predicted the winner. Everything I said basically happened. It was pretty awesome. I think districting is important because I believe it's so community based, and I think that there needs to be representation of each community. Every bit of every 92 counties in the state of Indiana, there needs to be representation that basically feeds into whatever group that is. And I think that when you try to stretch, and, of course, who doesn't want to take over Indianapolis? But I think that when you try to stretch District 7 and put it in all these different places, it's going to be hard for you to take the dude that's in Brightwood and match him with the dude that's almost, in the bottom of Illinois. Yeah, at the Ohio River. Yeah. And I just didn't see how that was going to work. I thought it was a poor plan. Because at some point it's like when you see politics or politics like that, it's like, what type of internal war are you trying to create? Because at some point somebody's going to be neglected heavily, and I don't think that that's the state we should be at any point in time.
Yeah, well, you already see Liz Brown retaliation with Liz Brown. She's
What do you think about the retribution tour that is going to be coming?
Well, it's already happening with.
It's happening.
But I mean, it's going to be happening for a while. I feel.
I think it's crazy. I think it's crazy when people make moves that are not permanent, and people get on board as if this person. I think the crazy thing with even Micah Beckwith or Mike Braun is the fact that it's like you're not there eternally. And at some point, it's like when you start looking at these decisions that you make as if they're going to last forever, that's just total insanity. And it's like you need to make decisions. If you want to stay in the game, it's like make decisions that are conducive to you staying in the game. it's like you're not going to stay in the game with the way they're playing the game right now. And then the other thing is, when we take it all the way to the executive level and we think about just the moves that have been made by our president, I think that at some point, it's like, what side of history are you going to be on? And when it's all said and done and his term is up, it's like, what are you going to do? And how are you going to be remembered when all the changes come crumbling down? And I think a lot of political careers are on the line right now, simply because they're taking this temporary time to try to make permanence. And there's no way in doing that on no side of the court.
It's very much like the plaques. I don't even know if this is really true or not, but I guess Trump has put the plaques underneath these presidents. What do you think the next president is going to go in there and hawk all that gold off on the market and take all that stuff down and in the ballroom? This ballroom, Trump's not even going to be able to have like maybe one ball in it. Well, maybe it's going to be there. It's going to be.
He's going to try to stay, John.
I don't know.
I agree with Brad on that. He's going to try to stay, but I just don't see how that would work.
He's not going to know.
And how old are you going to be, dude?
About him the whole time. No, he's not going to do that. No, he's not going to do. Why do you guys? And I don't like him, but why do you guys keep saying he's not going to do it? He doesn't like the word no.
No, I agree with you, Brad. I think he's going to try to do it, but I think that when we look at it, and again, you get up in age, and all of a sudden it's like, how old will the guy be at the end of this term?
He's going to be 81.
It's funny that you brought that up about like how will it be remembered after people are gone? There's already a 5-year memorial march for January 6th, an Ashley Babbitt Memorial.
Yeah,
that's being planned. So
I get it.
Again, people are remembering things whatever way that they want to remember them.
Sure.
And
I think that's how.
And it's gonna. But how the hell is that?
But I think we're under that kind of umbrella, though, Brad. I think that we're under that. We're under an umbrella of ignorance, to where where that's being promoted, and all types of behaviors are being promoted. So I think that right now, is it okay, fair? I ain't gonna say fair, but right now that's the space we're in, and people are allowed to be those people. I don't think that's lasting. I don't think if we continue on the path that we're continuing on,
it's gonna boil.
I think so many people, so many other countries will turn their back on us that it'll be a disaster.
Yeah. My thing is like, what I think about Trump, it just seems like he's going scorched earth. And there's a saying, hurt people hurt people. Sure. And I really think that people come after him, and come after his business. They've tried to put him in jail. They've tried to bankrupt him. At some point, even the narcissist that he is, the empire's going to strike back. The revenge of the Sith and all that stuff. So I just think we're seeing a psychological meltdown of a guy that's been pressured so long and he has enough power that he can, get some people, and he's going to get them. It's just, it's sad, but
like, what about with, like, the Indiana Republicans, though? Like, bringing it back to local.
Can we correct Tom? Go ahead, guys.
What do we got? Tom Wade, what do we got here?
Yeah, he said Mr. Meriweather, Purdue. I never said Purdue isn't in Indianapolis. It's not part of IUPUI.
Okay, so
it's not Indiana separated. University, Purdue. They have separated.
Yeah, they've.
So
separated.
I've never said that Purdue was not part of not in Indianapolis. Purdue is very much in Indianapolis. They're working on a lot to be in Indianapolis on a large scale, but they're not part of IUPUI. That's why it's called IU-Indy.
Yeah, and that's crazy. I remember when IUPUI was just
hearing is a great skill.
I'm old enough to remember when they started.
Well, you missed a key word in his sentence. It said, "Mr. Meriweather, Purdue is still in Indianapolis."
I said the exact same thing. Purdue is still in Indianapolis. It is not part of IUPUI. There is no IUPUI. It is IU-Indy.
IU-Indy. It's like Indiana Central. My mom went to Indiana Central, got her master's degree there. It's always going to be Deer Creek, the RCA Dome, or the Hoosier Dome, Deer Creek, and Indiana Central. And IUPUI, sorry, and Marion College. Mary, what's that? Indiana Central was U of Indy. It's the South Side, Indiana Central. Oh. We had Billy Keller basketball camp there when I was a little kid.
Billy Keller.
Yep,
Billy Keller, Washington High School grad.
Yep, George McGinnis, Washington High. I'll give you a George McGinnis fact. When I was running for mayor as an independent, I got George McGinnis and Darnell Hillman to sign my petition. Unfortunately, one didn't live in Marion County and the other one wasn't registered to vote, but I got their signatures. So anyway, that's my.
Those are called autographs.
Yeah, I've been looking through there to find them but I have like 8,700 signatures. So it's where is it? But anyway, I digress. Okay, let's talk about what were we going to talk about? Oh, let's just do totally now for something completely. How about a casino in Indianapolis? I mean, I keep hearing that. I keep hearing people say no and all that. But hey, Vegas has casinos and they have a big convention crowd. I'm gonna be devil's advocate here. Why not have a casino in Indianapolis?
I would say that investing in sin is extremely profitable.
That's God telling us.
My God,
I knew God was a woman.
Seriously.
I knew it.
Hey, you know what? It's going to bring more money here, but think about the despair. And it's just it's a really big, it would be a really big amount of money for politicians to skim off. Look what we were promised with the lottery. We were promised if we sinned just a little bit and brought the lottery in, that the schools would be taken care of and that we wouldn't have to spend as much money registering our cars. And now we have the wheel tax going down county by county, which is
we're not spending enough, though, I think is the problem.
Yeah,
Lucy.
Well, being a Democrat, Brad, I would expect for you to lead that charge.
You're here. Right.
Actually, I'm a libertarian, so the libertarians are supposed to be even bigger sinners.
They can't afford cameras. That's why you got to talk only audio.
Yeah, I am a sinner redeemed by grace. That's for sure. Hey, I want to put out a warning before we go to the casino thing about Trump. Everybody should always realize, first of all, Trump is listed in the IMDb, which is the Internet Movie Database, as an actor. Okay, so he is an actor, just like so many people are actors. And what was his most popular show? The
Apprentice. Ronald Reagan was an actor too.
Yes, they're all part of that same club. So just remember that he is playing a role. I'm not worried about him staying or leaving because the direction of the country doesn't depend on the president. They're just a figurehead. Everything are the strings pulled, behind the scenes. So you have Trump, who received a reported $230 million from Netanyahu and other Zionists. So what you see now is you see a replay of what happened between World War I and World War II. And specifically what we're seeing is Trump did an executive order early in the year. If you haven't heard about it, his executive order was specifically about strategic reserve, Bitcoin, gold, and silver. Now, the last time a president issued an executive order about strategic reserve, FDR took all of our money. And the gold, remember?
Yeah.
Remember when gold was seized and the fine was a felony plus $10,000? But since gold was $20 an ounce back then, $10,000 represents $2 million in today's world.
That's a little bit. And silver, by the way, silver was up to $64 today, another $2 increase. So it was $30 an ounce about 3 months ago. So just to give you an idea of how this is going.
So I'm just going to recommend that anybody that can afford to get any silver or gold, especially silver, because of the difference between $64 versus $4,400, go get yourself some. Pretend that you're a COVID wannabe. Make sure that you wear a mask and you pay in cash so that the AI, I would literally even park down the street, change my clothes inside out. I'd be wearing infrared blocking sunglasses to make sure that they don't know who is buying that silver.
You could buy Morgan dollars. Those are I think 90% silver.
Lucy, what are the glasses going to do?
Yeah, really.
Just specifically what?
Okay, so in case you didn't know, one of the ways that the facial recognition gets you is especially your eye area. There's I won't even get into it because I don't have enough time to tonight, but I'll try and post in the show comments. There's a really cool guy, I think he's a lawyer, and he does videos where he takes pictures of himself with and without infrared cameras. So you may not realize, are you guys all familiar with Flock, F-L-O-C-K? Cameras that everywhere.
Yeah, we got those things.
Yeah, they wanted them at
everywhere.
The library.
The reason they can take pictures of you through your windshield at 1 a.m. 70 miles an hour is because they use infrared cameras. And so the infrared is not, is not dependent upon the sunlight. So when your iPhone, I don't know if you've seen these pictures, but they'll show somebody surfing their phone. It's 2 a.m. and you're actually getting flashed, every couple of milliseconds.
I didn't even
by
know her
infrared
name.
camera.
Oh, not that kind of flash.
Don't you wish, John, since you're an old married guy. So just putting it out there. Go get yourself some gold and silver. Make sure that you have it someplace that nobody's going to find, because it's not going to be too much longer until they seize Bitcoin and gold and silver. And the only thing that you got to hope for saving us is, all the gun owners in this country.
So what you're trying to say is invest in lead too.
Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, I'll shut up for a while. But
that was our infomercial from God. And I told you God was a woman, Tiffany. I've been telling you the whole time.
Yeah,
so anyway,
seriously, the way she chimed in though, like I had forgotten.
Yeah, she was stealthy on that, but so we talk about these issues, and Bitcoin up and down. I mean, I think Bitcoin was up to $118,000 a Bitcoin, and you hear that story about the guy that gave somebody 20 Bitcoin to bring him a pizza back 10 or 15 years ago, and that Bitcoin is worth $900,000 or something like that for taking a guy a pizza, because it was a joke. One of the things that bothers me about Bitcoin is what backs up Bitcoin. It's the dollar. We measure it by the dollar, and it's like, okay, why don't I just have a dollar? So instead of having a Bitcoin, but I know there's the blockchain thing is you can use it electronically. I know there's these things.
And they know you, and they know and they can shut you off when they want.
Yeah, I didn't realize the utility of crypto, and I had libertarian friends trying to get me in crypto for almost 20 years. But it wasn't until COVID hit that I understood the utility of Bitcoin. Let's pretend that you needed a vaccine passport. And not only that, but you needed it to be inserted so that when you go into, I don't know, the airport and your name flashes on the computer, bing, you come up with a green light. But you never took the vaccine because you were too smart for that. So you get some hacker kid in Pakistan who's able to hack in, make you a green light. How are you going to pay that kid? You're going to pay him in privacy coin, not necessarily Bitcoin, because everything is tracked forwards and backwards in Bitcoin. But if there's something like Monero or Ethereum or privacy chain, a pirate chain, where there are some great privacy coins out there, that's how you get them paid, and that's how you can maintain your freedom in a society with very little freedom.
Well, I'm going to Lucy's house if it all goes to hell. That's first I'm going.
Yeah.
There. So because she can cook for 10 people. I can eat for 10 people. It's all good. It'll all work out. So that's some great news on the horizon. But think about how quickly things could go bad. When we had just think before the COVID, what was the biggest commodity? It was toilet paper. Remember that? That was just one commodity that everybody was freaking out about, because I guess when COVID came out, you thought you would poop yourself to death.
But John, I think that just says more about humans and how dumb we all are than anything else.
That's the Democrats saying that, everybody. I'm just saying, it's.
I mean, looking back on it, I mean, we need to have a reflection as a nation on what happened, and unless that happens, we're all going to keep living the same trauma.
Over and over and
over, and just never getting over it. Yeah.
So, I mean, to your point, Brad, about what toilet paper and bread and milk. I mean, every time there's a bad weather, those are the first things to go. So,
I mean, I feel like we've gotten more freaked out as a society as a whole about everything all the time. Like,
I don't know if we freak out. Maybe we devolve to what is truly important is being able to eat and wipe your butt.
And it's LIFO, FIFO, first in, first out, or whatever that is, counting term. So, Greg, what do you? I mean, what do you?
Wait a minute. If you think about it, Brad, point. I mean, like, think about it. It's like we all, no matter how much money you have, no matter how big your house is, you got to eat and you got to use the bathroom. So no matter what happens, we still have those basic needs. Think about like the homeless guys downtown who were like, relieving themselves in the doorways to different businesses and those high-rise buildings. I mean, as people, those are two basic functions that you have to do regardless of your socioeconomic station.
I agree, but I think I agree with Brad. I think that, I think we just it's weird how we're still thinking about the blizzard of the 70s.
78, January 20th. I lived it.
And anytime we say we have a snowstorm, we act like the streets aren't going to be clear in less than 48 hours. And then we just go in the store and buy all this stuff so that it can just go to waste in the next week or so. You bought a month's worth of food and you're not going to eat it. And so it's like, I agree. I think that I don't know what has happened to society where our minds haven't morphed to even get with the times. So yeah, I agree. Yeah, those are general functions, but you're not going to be stuck in the house for a bunch of days anymore.
Sure, but I mean, so I guess what we're saying is that the mind goes to self-preservation. And
but there were people even there was even a black market for toilet paper. There was a black market for toilet paper, Tiffany.
Oh yeah, it was.
And then Facebook groups getting mad about the people, hoarding it and selling it. And I'm like, geez,
I'm just saying it could go
what the hell
bad.
are we doing here, guys?
Thing is, what does it mean if there can be a black market for toilet paper? It means everybody has to have it. I mean, if you talk to I remember when
our show, but why? We're not gonna.
The thing is that people would grow up using corn cobs or pages from a catalog. You don't even get catalogs anymore. I mean,
just don't use.
I would love a Christmas catalog to friggin' go through.
For where we
I can just start circling things again.
Oh, that was good stuff. I agree, Brian.
This is quality. This would be a good time to ask Greg about Merry Mind Creations. I think this would be a good time to segue into that. So, what is Merry Mind Creations?
Merry Mind Creations is created to protect my intellectual property. There have been so many things I've been involved with, whether it was the Aaron Bailey shooting when the Trainer was created for the mayor's office, the I Am Your Sister, I'm Your Brother campaign for nonviolence, for Black Expo, which I was never paid for, the mental health toolkit for Eskenazi, which I never got anything for or even recognized for. Just a bunch of different things that I've created in the city of Indianapolis that a lot of people know I created, but never gave me the credit because it would have made people look at me differently because they thought those ideas came from someone who probably should have created the idea and got paid a lot of money, but didn't have the know-how to do it. And so I just created a company that basically allows me to think of ways to create ideas, concepts, campaigns to kind of change the minds of people, not just in the city of Indianapolis, but around the world.
Yeah, I know a little bit about that. Not only did they not give you credit, but they asked you to leave. They showed you the door. Thing. So, hey, I feel your pain, brother. I've been there.
People don't even know.
I didn't come up with good ideas. They just threw me out. So
yeah, it's crazy. But even with the whole peacekeeper concept, people don't know that was myself. That was me who wrote the job description for the director of crime prevention, and then that ensued into the peacekeepers. So a lot of things that people don't know that I was involved with that just kind of, live in Indianapolis every single day. So I decided that before I gave another idea, I'd create the company that they'd have to come to. So they'd have to pay me handsomely to do.
And I've known you well enough, and we've had discussions well enough that I can feel a little bit of the pain that you've been through, and and that's why I don't like injustice, and I think that you've not been treated fairly. So
sure.
That sort of gets me going the wrong way on this, but it is what it is. It's like I know the guy that invented the light bulb. I think that he didn't really invent it. I think he just was the last guy that said, "Let's do it."
Let there be light.
I mean, God invented it, and Edison took credit. What the heck? So it happens to everybody, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, it does.
But so if somebody wanted to use Merry Mind Creations, they would call you and say, "Hey, I have this idea. Can you help me formulate it?" And then can you,
or I have an issue. It's crazy, John, but I sat on Fox 59 one night and we were talking about curfew, and I just said, I gave the story of being in Chicago and on a Sunday and trying to cross the street without having the walk, the thing that said walk, and a cop was blocks down the street and used the system on the car to tell me to get back on the curb. And I said, well, why are we doing that in Indianapolis? Give people the tools they need and start announcing curfew. I said, wherever the cars are within the downtown area, start announcing curfew on the PA system for IMPD. And next thing I know, it's rolled out. And then they say that they've been doing it forever. And I'm like, that's a lie. Because I was the first strategic initiatives liaison. So, and I know that didn't exist. So it's those things that, even to this day, I have to be really wise about the ideas that I give because I've seen them all put into play the minute I give them.
Yeah, well, that's like.
But yeah, I can be called for anything. If you got an issue and there's and I go over it, I'm sure there's something that we can come up with and try to solve it.
Yeah, I know we've had a couple of discussions of the nature like that down at AJ's.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's fun. You have nice, fun places to discuss it too. So
absolutely.
Well, it just we're going to see what Indianapolis does because I think we're definitely at a crossroads. We are not in Indiana like the new slogan they're trying to route. This is definitely a crossroads, and that's good and that's bad because a lot of drugs move through this area because we go north and south and east and west. There's 70 and 65. So
John, they got it all. They've been blowing up boats left and right. There's no drugs. Okay, let's just calm down.
It's fishing.
Trump's going to win the war.
They're going
drugs.
after the bluefin tunas. It's terrible. I'll tell you, those bluefin tunas, we got to get them. They're past the limit of bluefin tunas.
I love how people believe that those videos are real, but then piss on the moon landing. That kind of blows my mind.
Little tiny bowl men in the toilet and they're blowing them up. Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, it's yeah. I mean, you're just accepting it.
Okay, we'll do this for the last topic. We got a few minutes left here, and Lucy, do not come in at 9:59 and with a big topic to blow the show up for another half hour. Okay, so don't try it. Let's talk about the Venezuela. Let's talk about that right now. One of the things I've noticed is, we've been blowing up these boats for a little while now. That's really starting to come into the public. I find it odd that we already have people out protesting for Venezuela in our country. Do you not find that odd that we already have sort of a Palestine sort of a demonstration already going? I mean, is it just me or is that sort of odd?
I mean, I think the demonstrations, I haven't noticed a bunch. Maybe, but the ones that would be against the U.S. would probably be because, we're kind of just
stealing their oil and blowing up the drugs.
Yeah,
I get it.
We're boarding ships, which apparently you can board a ship. You don't have to just blow the shit out of it.
Yeah, I would like to have one of those motors. I mean, come on, those motors are like $30K each. They got 5 of them on there. I don't know the math on that, but that's a lot of money.
Yeah, no, that's the way to go. That is the way to do things.
1.5 million.
I mean, I can see me going down the White River with a 300 horse Merc. Man,
dude, I wouldn't do that. They'd profile. You would be blown up in like a day, man.
They'd never take me alive. I'm a pirate. I would hit the Emmerichsville Dam.
Famous last words, John. This is going to be horrible.
I know it. Well, it's one of these days. I'm 64 and I'm just that close to snapping daily.
No,
so
but yeah,
don't push me.
We're stealing oil ships or oil.
We're up to 2 now. 2 of them.
And did Trump actually say that Venezuela took land from us or something, and we have to get?
He was playing Monopoly with them or something, and they took Park Place. I don't know.
Oh, that's bad.
But where the hell did this even come from? Usually you can see countries becoming our you can see countries becoming our enemy for a while, and then all of a sudden Venezuela just pops out of nowhere.
Yeah, just out of nowhere. Just let's just start blowing up some.
I wonder how this is going to impact their chances in the World Baseball Classic this March.
Let's see.
They're in Pool A, I believe. I mean, that's.
I wouldn't mention
protests
water.
at the game. Oh man, I bet there's going to be protests at the game.
Yeah, I wouldn't mention water around Venezuela right now. Okay, just pools, oceans, whatever.
Dude, nobody likes water wherever they live.
Wherever they live. All right, hey Greg, we're going to give you the final word here because we're going to stop this show at 10 o'clock and all that. And I appreciate. I just want to say real quick, I appreciate you coming on last minute. I knew that you would be. I know that. First of all, INDY Politics behind us that's going on is very interesting right now. So give us a word on where you think INDY's going to be going in the next 2026? Give us a projection of 2026.
I think this has been a very revealing year. A lot of stuff has come out. A lot of old ways have emerged. But I also think that, I hope that 2026 is a year where politicians get back on board with listening to their constituents. And then the other thing is, I think that, we're probably at a crossroads of some sort to where who we're trying to be. I think that, this is going to be a tough year, but we're going to have to figure out who we are as a country, because I think right now there's such a great divide that's happening, and it's happening, it's happening at the top. And hopefully that this is a year where, some people start making some better decisions and really figure out where we're going forward. Also, man, I just think, also with 2026, as far as Indiana is concerned, I think we made some headway, but I agree with Brad. I think there's going to be a tour that comes back around about this one, and it's gonna be a big battle. But when it's all said and done, I just hope some people stay strong and do what's right, because I think we made the right decision on redistricting or not redistricting. So I just think it's going to be a very interesting year, man, especially in politics. So we'll
even though we don't have a mayor's race, buckle up. We don't have a mayor's race. We don't have a council race. We don't have, but we do have reps and some senators that are going to come up. And on the redistricting thing, I think the bright spot is this: Indiana doesn't look like we're a bunch of hillbillies like people like to think. New York Times came out and said they started this best state of the year. Yeah. We are the best state of the year according to the New York Times. And look at Brad's jumping for joy up there.
Man.
But honestly, that's the silver lining in the cloud if you want to look at the whole debacle.
We still got a lot of work. We have a lot of work inward. We did the right thing on redistricting, and I'm so proud of that. But
sure.
I really do think that it's going to be us having to keep, sharing our voices with our elected officials.
Yeah,
because I really think that it felt like it had an impact on redistricting. Like they didn't have a choice not to.
I agree.
It was a little you had a perfect storm of inter-party conflict and voter outrage and just stupidity.
And
done it last June if they were going to do it. I mean, there's a lot of things that were.
You can say it wasn't the message, but it was like the people came out, like they decided what they wanted.
Yep. So hey, we can look at that. We have that going. All right, you can catch Greg on the Facebook. He does the lives on there. He'll get on and you got to watch it. He gets some people riled up. I know it's fun to watch him do that, and I like it when he says, "I'm not going to do this anymore." And a week goes by, and then next thing you know, Greg's like, "Man, I couldn't take it anymore.
I couldn't take it. When people get quiet, I get loud.
I get that. I got the itch myself, and I know all of us, we keep doing our thing. So, all right, everybody. Hey, thanks, Greg. We will, we appreciate you coming on. It's been great. Thanks, Brad, and hey, Lucy, thanks for lending your voice.
Thanks, Greg.
And
that was
Tiffany,
fun, man.
Thanks as usual.
Hey, man. Happy holidays to everybody in your family.
Merry Christmas, Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year's.
Same to all.
Peace out.
Coming.
Peace.